Hi everybody, this is Saad for the Saad Truth. I have read carefully your advice subsequent to purchasing this microphone, and two of the things that I most heard were that I should set the setting to cardioid. I think that's how you pronounce the word, which I have, and I've also lowered the volume, so hopefully this improves the auditory experience. I'm not sure whether some of the other advice that you've offered me I can implement at this point. I can't turn my house into a sound engineering marvel, but hopefully this will do for now. So there you go. Today I wanted to actually share with you a thesis, an award-winning thesis that came out of Acadia University, which is a Canadian university. This is an email that I received. I won't mention the person's name, but it's a thesis that was awarded. Let me just read here. This award is given annually at the Canadian Society for the Study of Education conference to a student who defended his or her or his thesis during the previous calendar year. The student in question received this award for his thesis titled, are you ready? Are you sitting down? Many of you might have seen when I joke around about switching my career to interpretive dance. Well, again, my satire proves prophetic. This is a master's thesis in education, I think within the counseling subcategory. The thesis is titled An Autoethnographic Exploration of My Sexual Identity as Seen Through Interpretive Dance. And the reviewers commented on the depth of the student's writing and how he used dance as integral to the research, not as an add-on. There you go. So let me go ahead and read for you. I will put a link to the thesis, which you could download from the Acadia University website, but here's the abstract. The following study is an exploration of my own sexual identity using interpretive dance as my method of inquiry. There you go. Using a social constructionist theoretical orientation and an arts-based autoethnographic methodology, I have revisited 7 key moments in my life and have explored them through the use of interpretive dance. This is a master's thesis. It is through this exploration that I'm able to, in brackets, close brackets, examine these life events so that I may see the connections between what has occurred and how I have come to understand the idea of my gay self. At the heart of this paper and myself lies internalized homophobia, which I have taught myself through these life events. This paper is a coming to terms with the power and insidious nature of that internalized homophobia and how it has negatively affected my life. This study is the beginning of dealing with the ramifications of these moments and the start of a new understanding of self and sexual identity. I very quickly perused through some of the contents of the thesis, and you should just download it and read it for yourself. My point here is not to make fun of the student in question in terms of anything that he's gone through his life events. That's not at all my point, but rather it's to critique whether these kinds of autoethnographic explorations using interpretive dance constitutes an addition to the pantheon of human knowledge that would be worthy of a master's thesis. Could I get a PhD? I mean, I already have a PhD from Cornell, but I'd like to get a few more PhDs. Could I maybe do interpretive dance of my childhood in Lebanon during the Civil War? Should I do an interpretive dance of various life experiences that I've gone through? I mean, hey, I wouldn't mind adding a few PhDs to my name if all I need to do is do some interpretive dancing. I'm a pretty good dancer. So what do you think? A couple of more PhDs? Dr. Saad? In any case, I'd like to read for you a little passage from the interpretive thing. So this is him describing one of his life events and how he's experiencing it or living through it or exploring it through interpretive dance. So here we go. Stillness in my muscles, but not in my body. I feel like a wound-up spring ready to release, coil by coil, into the air. Almost surprising myself, I find my arms shoot straight up and arc around back to my sides. My arms are straight and my hands are like blades as I slice through the air. I can feel myself changing the room as my arms circle up and over. My right leg shoots forward and my foot points. My big toe is the only part of my foot on the ground, and I feel intense friction as I drag it around myself, burning a semicircle of dead skin cells into the floor. This happens in a matter of seconds. The cap has been released, and I could no longer hold the energy with stillness. Sorry, I just received an email. I forgot to close my email account. I'm turning and pushing, shoving air and bending the space around me to fit my needs, almost as if I'm challenging its very existence to yield to my desires. I'm strong. As I come up into a turn, I feel my whole core tighten, and I hold my balance as I begin to revolve twice, 3 times, 4. The world whizzes by. I feel powerful. It's aggressive. I'm breathing hard. It's loud and almost animalistic. Grunting breath. I'm showing dominance, like some beastly mating dance. I'm the biggest man, the most virile. Well, you're not the most virile. The most virile is the one who's making this clip. The movement is surprising to myself. I no longer feel in control. The desire to move, expend energy, and take up the most space is the only importance here. Arms fly in all directions. I leap. I spin. And suddenly, I stop. I think I should have been a thespian. In any case, folks, the reason for doing this clip, again, is not to make light of any ordeal that this gentleman might have gone through in his life, not in the least bit, but that this would constitute a master's thesis. Well, we might have to discuss what epistemology means exactly when it comes to obtaining a graduate degree. Some of us took cognitive studies and differential equations and formal languages and social psychology and neurosciences and biology and physics and chemistry. And by the way, I shouldn't just mean that only if you do the hard sciences you're a serious thinker. Of course not. You could study the humanities and you could study many social sciences whilst being completely committed to logic, to reason, and in most cases to the scientific method. I only say in most cases because some academic pursuits don't necessarily involve, a strict adherence to the scientific method, but there's still a commitment to use reason and logic in the honest pursuit of knowledge. I'm not sure that an autoethnographic exploration of my sexual orientation through interpretive dance is really what one would consider worthy of a graduate degree. But in any case, I'm just some knuckle-dragging guy who doesn't understand the nuance of postmodernist thinking, as was explained to me clearly by the laughing hyenas and Senator Genocide of the Canadian Senate. So there you have it, folks. Further we sink into the abyss of lunacy unless more folks stand up and say no more. Universities are there to teach us how to think, to teach us true knowledge, to inch us closer to an understanding of us and the world around us. And I'm afraid that your narcissistic interpretive dance doesn't add to anybody's knowledge other than to serve as a self-indulgent, orgiastic exercise of narcissism. There you have it, folks. It's the sad truth. Talk to you soon. Cheers. Bye.